What was going on in Africa during the time of Jesus? Africa during the time of Christ was dotted with powerful empires and several city-states, who were loosely bonded by the trans-Saharan trade. There was no common African agenda or policy, and each empire or state had its own set of friends and foes. This is also the main reason why the history of Africa around this time is patchy and disjointed in the minds of historians. In North Africa, remarkable things were happening, with the powerful Roman Empire beginning to take over Egypt, one of the most powerful nations in Africa. Gradually, African nations in North Africa came under Roman control, either as provinces of the empire, as in the case of Egypt, and the former territory of Carthage, or as client tribes, like the Mauritanians to the west. Nubia, Egypt in the middle of the 1st century. By the end of the 2nd century it had reached the region around Carthage. The Aksumite Empire in modern-day Eritrea and Ethiopia became one of the first regions to adopt Christianity as an official state religion. The impact of Christianity on the North African region was however not ubiquitous. The Nubian kingdoms of Nobatia and Makuria will however not adopt Christianity until 2 centuries later, as there was constant hostility between the Romans in Egypt and the Nubians. I know that it will surprise many to learn that even the powerful Roman army were once defeated by a sub-Saharan African army led by a woman, the Kushite army, during an epic battle in the Sahara. According to Wikipedia, when Iulius Gallus was the prefect, or chief magistrate of Egypt in 24 BC, the Kushites launched an attack on Egypt, and defeated the Romans. The sub-Saharan African queen, Amanirenas, and Akinadad defeated Roman forces at Syene and Philae, and also drove the Jews from Elephantine Island. Neil MacGregor refers to Strabo's account of a fierce one-eyed queen Amanirenas, sometimes referred to as Candace, capturing a series of Roman forts in southern Egypt. Her army returned with a bronze depiction of Augustus' head, taken from a statue of the Roman emperor. She then buried the severed head of the glorious Augustus beneath the steps of a temple dedicated to victory. The head, found in Meroe in 1912, now resides in the British Museum. Most of sub-Saharan African nations continued to practice their own forms of religion, African traditional religion, until the arrival of Europeans in the 16th century AD. In the western part of Africa, between 1 AD and 40 AD, a remarkable civilization called the Nok culture thrived in the southern part of central Nigeria in West Africa. The Nok civilization itself started around 1500 BC, and was the first complex civilization in West Africa. Now take note that this is a civilization that is as old as the New Kingdom of Ancient Egypt, 1580 BC to 1080 BC, and yet because it is in sub-Saharan Africa, the academic world does not pay enough attention to it. The Nok were an extremely advanced society, with one of the most complex judicial systems of the time, and the earliest producers of life-size terracotta in the sub-Sahara. Archaeologists have also found rock paintings and iron implements, including fearsome spear points, bracelets, and small knives. The terracotta statues of the Nok civilization are by far the most enigmatic and intriguing aspect of the Nok culture. The statues have been described by the Memoire d'Afrique, which houses a gallery of the statues, as extraordinary, astonishing, ageless, timeless and almost extraterrestrial. The figures are almost always people with large, mostly elongated heads with almond-shaped hollow-looking eyes and parted lips. These unusual features are particularly perplexing considering that the statues have been constructed accurately with relative proportions of the head, body and feet, leading some to use the term extraterrestrial-looking when describing them. The construction of life-sized statues isn't the only evidence of the advancement of their society. Research has also revealed that the Nok people had a highly developed system of administration to ensure law and order. It is a known fact that the Nok's judicial system predates the Western judicial system. The court was presided over by the chief priest and various clan heads. Anyone found guilty was fined goats and chicken for sacrifice to the gods and local wine for the chief priest. The town would then declare a day of celebration on which the people would thank the gods for their graces in successfully resolving the issue and averting doom for the people. In southern Africa, the area now called Great Zimbabwe was first settled around this time. The Ziwa and Gokamir communities survived by farming and mining the land. The area marks the earliest Iron Age settlements known of in the region. Great Zimbabwe would later become the capital of the Kingdom of Zimbabwe and serve as the first city in southern Africa. In northwestern Africa, the ancient Ghana Empire was founded. The empire prospered because of the tax revenues from the trans-Saharan trade, linking Shigilmes and Tiara to Tautagost. The empire controlled access to gold fields. The empire also controlled access to all the salt and gold that went through its territory. African tradition holds that the Ghana Empire became very powerful after it learned the art of iron smelting. Iron smelting is the act of melting down raw ore in order to extract metal. Using their newfound metal to make swords, the Ghanaian people were able to conquer those around them. By about the year 830 CE, they ruled most of the western Sudan. Once the Ghana Empire established itself as the big guy on the block, it was able to take control of West Africa's major trade routes. These routes were used to transport things like salt and gold throughout the region and even into Asia and Europe. Two of the most important trading cities of the Ghana Kingdom were Taghaza and Wangara. Putting their gold in position of power to work, the kings of Ghana and their warriors began taxing all the goods and peoples that traversed through their lands. In fact, the name Ghana actually means both warrior king and king of gold. Ancient Ghana city of Taghaza is an abandoned salt mining center located in a salt pan in the desert region of northern Mali. It was an important source of rock salt for West Africa up to the end of the 16th century when it was abandoned and replaced by the salt pan of Tao Deni, which lies 150 kilometers to the southeast. Ancient city of Koum Saleh is the site of a ruined medieval town in southeast Mauritania that may have been the capital of the Ghana Empire. From the 9th century, Arab authors mention the Ghana Empire in connection with the trans-Saharan gold trade. Ancient city of Gao. For much of its history, Gao was an important commercial center involved in the trans-Saharan trade. In the 9th century, external Arabic writers described Gao as an important regional power, and by the end of the 10th century, the local ruler was said to be a Muslim. Towards the end of the 13th century, Gao became part of the Mali Empire. The ancient city of Jene was an ancient city located in modern Mali, West Africa, which flourished between circa 250 BCE to 1100 CE, making it one of the oldest cities in sub-Saharan Africa. In the mid to lower tip of sub-Saharan Africa, the southward migration of the Bantu peoples has by now reached full momentum. This expansion seems to have followed two lines of movement, one to the west, through the Congo forests and down into the grasslands of Namibia, the other through East Africa and now approaching southern Africa. The hunter-gatherers they encounter are either eliminated or pushed into the denser forests or the more arid areas. The speed of the Bantu movement is startling. In the forefront there are probably mobile bands of colonists seeking out the best land, farming it for a few years, and then move on to fresh land. Thank you for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe and press the bell icon if you want to see more of these videos. Bye and see you next time.